In this video, we're going to look at dividing by an algebraic fraction. Now, there's a basic rule to do this, which will make it very easy. Basically, if I'm dividing by a fraction a over b, it's exactly the same as me multiplying by b over a. In other words, I can take the fraction I'm dividing by, flip it upside down, and then multiply instead. So in an example like this one, part a here, I've got x over 5 divided by x over 3. So the important thing is the first fraction doesn't change, so that's going to stay exactly as it is. That's going to stay as x over 5. But because I'm dividing by this fraction here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to a multiplication problem, but I'm going to flip the fraction upside down. So it's going to go from x over 3 to 3 over x. And what I've then done is I've turned this division problem into a multiplication problem, which we know how to do. It's just top times top and bottom times bottom. So x times 3 is 3x, and then we have 5 times x, which is 5x. And in this case, remember, we need to always check if we can simplify these questions. So we can actually, 3 over 5 won't simplify, but the two x's would cancel each other out in this case. So the fraction would be left as just 3 over 5. Second example, or a similar idea. Again, we're dividing by x over 6. Now it's important we turn the correct fraction upside down here. So x cubed over 12 is going to stay exactly as it is. The first fraction doesn't change. It's the fraction you're dividing by that gets flipped. So that's going to stay as x cubed over 12. And we're going to then change from division to multiplication and flip this upside down. So we're going to then change it to multiply by 6 over x. And as soon as I've done that, it just becomes like the multiplication problems we can already do. So 6 times x cubed is just 6x cubed. And on the bottom, 12 times x is just 12x. And then we need to see if we can simplify. Now, 6 over 12 will simplify both in the 6 times table, so divide them both by 6, and we'll end up with 1 over 2. So that will simplify down to a half. And then what we've got here is x cubed over x. So I've got x cubed over x. So there are 3 x's multiplying each other at the top and 1 x at the bottom. So this x will cancel with one of these x's, leaving me x squared at the top. So because I've already got that 1 there, I don't actually need this 1 anymore because I'm going to have an x squared there. So I'm going to get rid of that 1 and make it just x squared at the top of the fraction. And that's basically in simplest form now as well. So to recap quickly, when you are asked to divide by a fraction, we take the second fraction and we flip it and we change to a multiplication instead. So we do not change the first fraction, it's only the fraction I'm dividing by. I flip up and change to multiplication. So here's a quick question for you to try. What I want you to do is pause the video, try the question, and then press play when you're ready to check it. Okay, so in this one, again, we have a fraction divided by another fraction. So remember, the first fraction will remain unchanged, so that's going to stay as 7 over x squared. And remember, it's the fraction I'm dividing by, which is this one here. I'm dividing by this. This is the one we flip upside down. It's the second of the fractions. So I'm going to change that to y over 5x cubed. And when I do that, remember, this goes from a division to a multiplication. So we change it into a multiplication problem. And that makes it dead easy. So I've got 7 times y, which is 7y. And I've got x squared times 5x cubed. Now, x squared times 5x cubed is going to be 5x to the 5 using my index laws. So 5x to the power of 5. And then we just do a quick check to see if we can simplify. Now in this case, 7 over 5 won't simplify. I've got a y at the top, but no y at the bottom, so there's no cancelling there. And I've got an x to the 5 at the bottom, but no x's at the top, so no cancelling there. So that's actually already in simplest form.